So as that government shutdown looms, what are the main sticking points for both parties and what might the path forward look like? Let's ask Andy Blocker, Global Head of Public Policy at Invesco. Andy, I'm struck by the fact that her report included a lot about border security, but as it pertains to markets, not much about, spending changes or the deficit or anything like that.
Yes, normally this is about spending only, and there is spending difference between the two sides. One's at 1.59 trillion, one's at 1.47 trillion. But really, this is about more than just that. It's about Speaker McCarthy at the end of the day. There's some other issues like things on the border, but it's really personal with him. And until they're able to get past that, it's going to be hard to get a deal.
Sure. And, you were saying that you've heard people refer to this as the Seinfeld shutdown, meaning it seems to be about nothing or a show about nothing. But in some ways, it's a show about everything, right? Like all of the different issues that she mentioned are in the mix here. And as we know, that makes it kind of hard to focus the mind.
Exactly. And look, and a lot of these are legitimate issues that we should be discussing. We should be discussing the size of government spending. We should be discussing funding Ukraine. We should be talking about funding on the border. But at the end of the day, this is an intramural political thing amongst the House Republicans, and they need to kind of bring this to a head. And I don't know how long this shutdown is. It seems like at least a day or two is at the minimum. But however long it is, they're going to have to confront this affront and assault on Speaker McCarthy's leadership, or we're going to be here again.
How real, and it's notable, that even the House Freedom Caucus titled its report something like, security then funding. This isn't about reining in spending the way that it was 10 years ago. So when we look at the contours for a path forward, are we even talking about spending levels and that being part of this, or what should we be watching in terms of progress on these negotiations as this starts to get underway?
So I think the most likely scenario on this is that one of two things. One, there's enough pain from an actual government shutdown. A lot of essential functions are going to continue, but you remember last shutdown, what really motivated people is when air traffic controllers started calling in sick, and that affected everyone's travel, and that motivated people politically. That's one angle. The other angle is for the House Republican Conference, the supermajority of them, to say enough is enough. Let's vote on this CR so we can have a rational conversation. And if the rabble-rousers in our group want to call and do a motion to vacate the chair, go right ahead. Until that happens, I'm not sure we get there.
So, and if that happens, and based on what the Senate has already put out there, which had, I think, 77 votes or something like that to it, what would that accomplish if literally just that version of this passed?
So if that version, it would give them time. It would give them, I think, the Senate version's 45 days. It gives them time to pass more of the individual bills for spending, get them through. So you're not talking about a whole of government shutdown, which you're looking at today, and then start to chip away with it. Remember now, in January, no matter where we're at, if they don't have a deal, we get a full year CR with a 1% cut, which is a lot less of a cut than what some are proposing in the House right now.
And what would you say the odds are that that is the deal, the Senate version that ultimately moves forward here in some way, shape, or form?
At some point, they're going to have to do a CR. It's just a matter of when. I don't know how long this shutdown is going to be, but as I'm talking to people in Congress, I've heard more things about them thinking this might be longer than anyone we've had. So it has that potential.
Longer than anyone. And how long was the last one doesn't really count. It was a partial shutdown. How long was 2013 again?
I think 2013 is around 16 days.
16.
So,
all right.